everybody, it is the editor, and today I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different. Today I am going to be reviewing music. Now, I don't consider myself a music critic, and I don't think anybody should, but today I'm going to be reviewing something I'm kind of familiar with, or quite familiar with, and you should be too. The debut album from the hit band Braak. It's just called Braak, but with an exclamation point, versus their name, which is Braak. So it can't be technically called a self-titled album. So yeah, and this is actually the first edition, like the original one that they made. I've actually talked many times with the creators of Braak and the members, and I've become very good friends with them. They loaned it to me for this video, and you know, this is the original drawing done by the artist of Braak. You've got Puma Man and Braak and SpongeBob and all this other fun stuff that's become so iconic now. And just put that back in. And then, you know, just to show how original it is, this is the original CD, and this doesn't only include the Braak stuff. It also has the Shrek soundtrack and other hits they had from the 90s. This album was originally released in 2003. There's a baby and track listings. Yeah, so let's get on to the review, shall we? The first track we have is The Original. And one thing I want to say about this album is that, number one, it's very short. It's only got like 8 tracks on it, this first album. And second, most of it, over half of the album, like half the tracks are, you know, five of them are instrumental music. And I'm not a huge fan of instrumental music, to be honest. It's just a little boring to me, mostly because a lot of the times it's just showing off how well people can play, and not actually, to me at least, and not actually a catchy tune. So I was a little bored. That's not to say that because this was actually created. It was actually recorded on a video camera originally. It was created by a guy who we'll just refer to as Exeter, the lead singer, and 3 of his sons. And it's impressive, but I'm not interested in instrumental music. Personally, you like instrumental music, cool, but not me. So, you know, probably my favorite instrumental track off this one is the last one, which is Frey Zeppelin. And I think it's like, I don't know what the Frey's about, but the Zeppelin is, I guess it's a cover of a Led Zeppelin song. So, yeah. And then, so yeah, but the originals, it's, you know, it's pretty good, I guess. And then we have number 2, the generic love song. This one's fairly interesting. It's taking the stereotypes or cliches from every love song ever, and then just putting them together. And I think he does a pretty good job. And if it sounds uninspired, then it's supposed to be, which I think is pretty creative. And then, so yeah, it's a pretty good track. Not the greatest track, but still pretty good. And then we have, is it LT or IT? I think it's LT. I don't know. This is also a instrumental track. And this one's a bit better than the last one, but again, I'm not that interested in instrumental. So, but it's still good. And then we have On the Mount, which is another instrumental track. It's probably one of the better instrumental tracks on there. On the Mount is a reference to where they lived when they recorded this back in 2003. Mount Clemens. So, yeah. And then we have track number 5, Puma Man. Now, the reason that this band is called Braak is because of This Island Earth, which was riffed on the Mystery Science movie. And this is also a reference to Mystery Science. It takes one of the robots, Crow, in the movie. He's singing to the tune, like he's singing little rhymes or little verses to this tune of the Puma Man theme, which goes boom, 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 boom. And I think that they actually took that and did a pretty good job giving it some energy. I quite like this one, and it just says everything that Crow says, but adds drum and bass basically, and the guitar. And one of the funnier moments is at the end where you can hear the lead singer's children actually coming in to sing Puma Man in the background of his of him singing Puma Man, when will he find love? And it's pretty good, but one of my favorites on the album. And then we have Two Part, which is another instrumental music. Again, instrumental, you know. It's still pretty good though. And then we have SpongeBob with an exclamation point. It says there, and this is basically the lyrics on this one is not great. It's like it's like a guitar thing in the background, and then it's just them all yelling SpongeBob, and then they integrate, you know, Sandy, which they say Sandy Beaches instead of Sandy Cheeks, and then Squidward, tentacles, and then Patrick Star, and that's basically it. And then there's Ray Zeppelin, which is I think it's a cover of a Led Zeppelin song, all instrumental. So there you go. That is my review of Braak's debut album, Braak, with an exclamation point. So I guess Braak, because it would be Braak. And you know, I would probably give this about half, because about half of the songs I actually liked, and half of the songs I was like, yeah, they're probably pretty good, but I didn't really like them that much. So I'm not a big fan of instrumental. My favorite one would probably be Puma Man, and my least favorite, D Original, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. That is my review. Thank you for watching if you are. This is Crowbot Servo on behalf of Crowbot Servo, but the editor, saying we do not have a catchphrase, and we probably never will. Peace.